Oh yeah, let's forget. Just get that. The stand. Ow. Is my recording even on right now? I don't know. I'm setting up. All right. Let's see. Testing, testing. Cool. I think that is the correct, but I'm not sure. Wow. Touching grass. That's weird. Is this on? Yeah. Okay, that's on. Should adjust this a little bit. How did a hype trend? Oh my god, what? I just started! What? Thanks for the gifts, Kurgosh. Thank you. Oh my goodness, we didn't even, we haven't, I literally just hit the button. Oh, you guys want to see something cool? Watch this. I feel like I didn't set up my hair light and stuff. Well, what did, let's bring all this closer. Ah! I'll try not to trip and die. You know? Yeah. Thank you for the 5 gift subs, Kuryash. You want to see something cool? This is why I'm streaming today. I want to test this out. This is new thing. Ah, camera 2. Isn't that cool? Now I have close-ups and shiny. It's a little weird. It's this camera is not really meant for that. So we definitely a little scuff. It's like, why is the display doing that? You can see it's a direct HDMI output, so it's like, yeah. So it does all of that, and it's just kind of weird, but it is definitely a very interesting thing we got going on here. I'm attempting to, I'm currently attempting to get, like, 2 cameras set up so that we are able to have those close-ups. We are able to be, show the cutting and show other things a lot more. If you've been following streams for a while, then you also know, or like, at all, then you also know that, this is just like, what am I looking for? You also know that this is just, words hard. I'm tired. You also know that last time I said I'm gonna need like $4,000 or whatever to get a new camera. Well, like I jury rigged an old one, so it works. Is it the best? No. Does it work? Yeah. We'll take it. Eventually we'll have enough to be able to, hopefully get a new one that works a little bit better. Hopefully just another FX30. That way we have the exact same color profiles and everything like that, and editing will be easier. As of now, if I use this footage, I am going to have to do a lot of color matching. So first, I'm going to wash my hands. It's important. Hygiene, kids. Hygiene. This is going to be a shorter stream because I am just testing things. I don't actually know what my real goals are or what I'm going to be doing on Thursday. I will be talking to, I'll be sending out an email about it and everything else. So, yeah. So, we'll wait for a little bit as I finish some of this setup. Hey, look, making nudes. we'll finish some of this setup and we'll get some of this figured out. Then I'll get going. Yeah. I really need to like also figure out just, I guess generally speaking, how I'm gonna get a bunch of this stuff working. Text stream, really. This is more or less a text stream. Oh shit! Kokonai, thanks for giving us the sub to DanMan710. Actually a knife called the 710, Benchmade 710. That's pretty popular. I don't know, that just reminded me. Thanks for gifting a sub though. Passing it on, nice. What is a hype train? Hype train complete at level 2. Woo, hype train. I need to I absolutely need to like get emotes and stuff in this channel. I like everything about this. I'm just like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to focus on the stream setup, like all of this stuff. Like chat over here, if you guys couldn't tell, does not actually keep up with what chat is actually doing. I don't know why. And then like, you know, things are a little scuffed right now. I'm still getting there. I really need to put aside a little bit of time and like get all the digital stuff working. Get some emotes going. I could probably just slap all the Vite emotes onto here to begin with, and yeah, yeah. So let me try a couple. Speaking of lighting, I think this light is being a little annoying, so I'm gonna try doing that, and then shift this one a little bit, and up a little bit. That should work. That's just gonna be a lighting thing that no one but me will notice. So, oh, there we go. Now we got some more contrast of shadow, contrast and stuff. All right. So, have you been neglected by your parents? Does this look? Do these green onions look like how you've been neglected by your parents? Don't worry, you don't have to throw them away. We can turn this into something beautiful still. This is actually going to be one of my favorite recipes. It's very simple, just takes 2 ingredients or so. I'm gonna be a little lower energy today, I think. I'm just tired. No! All right. So, let's go and get started, right? So, these are green onions that I have left in my fridge for forever. I think these are actually a month old. I actually, 2 streams ago, I actually did cook something with these as well. This time we're gonna do something a little different. Some of these wilted pieces, we are actually gonna keep, and we're actually gonna use them all. This is a great way to use waste, and if you're anything like me, then you will often forget stuff in the fridge like this. But that doesn't mean you gotta throw away. You can still salvage it. You can still salvage it, and you can still turn it into something delicious. So, unfortunately, these have been neglected, like many Asian parents have neglected their children's emotional well-being in the search for success. But one of the but hilariously, this is going to be something that we are turning into one of my favorite dishes, actually from my hometown of Shanghai. I was actually born in China originally and in Shanghai, so I was actually literally made in China back 30 years ago when like stuff wasn't as good. They figured their stuff out now, but I was like kind of like prototype model, so got a couple issues with my manufacturing. A lot better now, but just Just like in real life, your children start to wilt. You can remove their torso and place them in water to regrow. In fact, I actually thought about what. Well, sort of. We're more removing like some of the arms, like just like in medicine. What we're gonna do is anything that's like truly decaying, we're gonna cut off before the rot can spread. Beyond that, though, we are actually going to keep even some of these wilted parts that we didn't keep last time. We are going to keep this time. And I'll show you why. Oh, yeah, and actually, here. Now, I actually also have a close-up cam. This is the main thing I wanted to test today is hot swaps between the cameras. So these are these looking pretty well. And then I actually have to hit record on this every so often. Ah, no! What have I done? Where is it? Yeah? We good? We good? Focus? Cool. All right. Ah, damn it, I kicked it again. Is that a focus again? This is a 50 mil, so it's like more sensitive. Okay. This is something I'm definitely gonna need to figure out. Okay. Isn't that cool? Like when you see a recording, it will just have it recording there. So it is a bit of a stretched resolution because it is unfortunately, the Canon software kind of sucks. I'm glad my main camera is not a Canon. Not gonna lie. Yeah, these are unfortunately looking. They've seen better days, right? You can see that some of them are yellow. Like anything that's like crispy, like over here. Can you see that? Yeah. So anything that's crispy like that, you move these out of the way so you can see it more. Anything that's crispy like that, you're gonna want to throw away. That's gonna burn when we start to cook it. So first thing is we want to remove any crispy bits that will burn. But otherwise, if you see like this where it's like wilted and like if you tried to like put that onto something, then it wouldn't go as well. You can keep this. You can keep this for what we're going to be doing. Once again, like wilted crispy bit gone. Wilted crispy bit. But we can save most of this, and you won't have to waste a lot of green onion if you're forgetful and or too busy and or have object permanence issues because you may or may not have ADHD, but you're pretty sure. You just haven't. You keep telling yourself you're going to go get an official diagnosis, and you keep forgetting, and it keeps not being a priority. Yeah? A lot of you? I know that's a lot of you. These onions actually don't look that bad, right? These are actually a month old. These are a month old. I'm kind of surprised. A lot of it, I feel like a lot of green onions, I don't know. I think it's because I just like keep them in a bag so they don't dry out that much. Especially like once you peel out that outer layer, like this over here, it's a little hard to see. Hey. Is this any better? Oh, when I do that, it stops recording. Interesting. Okay, so anyway, yeah, you can start getting rid of. I really want an XX30 now. I realize that's fine. That's gonna be a future goal. I guess every single cent of. I'll say don't subscribe to me, right? Just go buy Vite instead. But I guess what I can do is that I'll just split out the costs, right? This way, like if you are subscribing or donating, I don't have a dono thing. I'm not going to set up a dono thing. But if you subscribe, all the money that I get from that, I'm just going to use for paying for better equipment so that you guys can see things when I'm streaming better. So I can have like, multiple cameras, multiple angles, a better shot of the stuff that's happening here, right? So I'm going to turn on that recording for here again. Boop. Little scuffed. So I guess I can't swap. So if I want to show anything like that and I want to specifically record it so I can use it for later, so that the big one is still recording. That's actually a nice thing about FX30. And the Sony thing is that it can still stream and do HDMI stuff while it's recording. The Canon cannot. So that's kind of sucks. So getting rid of a lot of this, dead stuff here. Stripping it out. And getting rid of it. They're dry, not slimy. How'd you manage that? You just if you have a bag, because fridges tend to be really dry, right? So when you have it be, so when your bag, when you get it from the grocery store and you have the bag and it's like half open, then it just dries out instead. The usual. It's different kinds of neglect, right? This one is not like this one is the style of neglect where you just kind of like have it out and about, and you don't give it a safe place, and people keep coming in and out, and so you dry up and shrivel up from the lack of love instead of getting completely shut in where you start to decay and deteriorate and ferment from the over managing of your life. I'm sure there was a better term for that. I think the funny things about these streams is that I want to warn you, chat. I will be telling the same stories over and over and over again. I will be using the same jokes over and over and over again. I will be making this recipe on stream sometime else. Because inevitably, what will happen is I will go, wow, that didn't record as well as I wanted it to. That didn't work as well as I wanted it to. Well, I will release this version as is, and I will go do another one. I think that's so personally, I think that is a very interesting thing about concerning content creation in general. A lot of people keep going like, I've done this before. I need to keep thinking of new ideas. That's not true. That's not true. Maybe for some people, but like, for me, there are things that I know how to do. I still go watch those YouTube videos. I still watch the same thing over and over. Let me talk about these real quick. Yeah, see, so I got off most of the crispy bits. Okay, here's a little bit I missed. I'll cut that one off, right? So I got off most of the crispy bits. If there's some that's a little crispier, that's fine. It'll probably be fine. Do one last pass. Yeah, it's dry as fuck. It's drier than your mom. No, so yeah, so these are a month old, right? I do think, generally speaking, if you seal them too much, then they do get slimy, and that's when bacteria gets really problematic. But if they have a little bit of open air in the bag, like we were discussing, then I think then they're perfectly fine. I mean, not perfectly fine, but usable, right? Like that looks for green onions that are a month old. It's not bad, right? Like, is the same batch of scallions from the last stream? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hey, Koyama Nero. And thanks for following, Teza Kenoku. I'm bad at looking at chat, mostly because it's over there and I have a laptop, so. Or did I? Yeah. So yeah, no. These are yeah, these are just dry because, and personally, I think that's probably the best way to do it. Yeah, you could probably also do the thing where you like, put them in water or whatever, but like I don't do that. Like, if I remembered to do things that much, they wouldn't be as neglected as they are. So like, right, here's all our Krispies. So these would burn, so we don't want these. So I'll have to be very tactical about how and when I use my second camera, I guess, because it will cause problems otherwise. Cool. All right, let me wash my hands a little bit. And yeah. Cool. So the dish I'm making actually is going to be a dish from my hometown of Shanghai, and it is one of the most delicious and simple dishes. There's only 3 ingredients. 4? 4? Does oil count? I guess oil can count. And maybe MSG, 5? It depends. Technically, in terms of main ingredients, though, it's just going to be your green onions and scallions. It's going to be your soy sauce. It's going to be your noodles. That's it. And it's going to be absolutely delicious. You can add additional things. You can add garlic. You can add, Shaoxing wine. You can add whatever you want. But at the core of it, it's soy sauce scallion noodles, and absolutely delicious. So what we want to do here is, even for a single bowl, you're going to want an entire bunch of green onions or scallions, and it's just going to get really, really, how do you say it? And this is just going to get really, really thin, or it's gonna wilt down a lot. Even though this looks like, if I'm just like, oh yeah, eat this entire bunch of green onions, you're gonna be like, no, that's gonna suck, right? That's too much. But you'll see after we cook this all down, it's gonna be like basically nothing. Personally, I almost like to use like two batches for every bowl of noodles. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do the pre-prep first. So we're gonna get all these roots just about aligned, and then, boop. Oop, I missed one. I just cut those off. Now, check that. We actually want to split we actually now want to split this as well. Generally speaking, just find where the whites are and the greens are, and cut it. Because what we want to do is we are going to be frying these, and by frying them, we are going to get really, really nice, fragrant scallion oil. That being said, if you cook all of these at the same time, there is a chance of this green stuff burning. It's not really going to happen that quickly, but in order to make it easier on yourself, this is probably what you want to do. And then in order to make things quicker too, so there are a couple different ways of doing this, but slicing it will just make everything a little bit faster and a little easier to work with. So that's what we're going to do here. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be exact. Especially what we can do with this later as well is to have like a lighter poach, and then we'll do like a heavier or higher heat to crisp them up. And then the whites, you kind of want to do the same thing. You can cut them in multiple ways. I do like to do a slight bias cut. That gives a little bit more surface area, and just makes them kind of look nicer even when they're fried. Should I swap to the other camera? Yeah? I'm gonna do this camera now. I'm gonna hit record again. I'm not gonna bother hitting record, whatever. Whatever. You guys can see it though. Okay, it looks like for that angle, what I want is actually, because I'm gonna use that bottom side of the board more, I might wanna a little bit more like that, yeah? Cool. That is kind of annoying. Every time I have to like walk off to adjust that if I want to like start it at all. So I'm just like, that's so annoying. In some aspects, so even though the switcher is good, I think that is where I actually have two ways of doing this camera. So I think next time I might set up the other way, which is a scene switcher. And I think with the scene switcher, it will actually stay active when I'm like trying to do other things. So that might actually be better in some ways. Yeah, so we have these cut up, and now that's it. That's all the prep we got to do. Pretty easy, right? The coolest thing about this recipe actually is you don't even need to do this. If you really want, you can just cut it in half, or you can break it in half and then just like chuck it in like that. Like you don't even have to do knife work. I'm doing knife work because I like knife work, right? So I'm just gonna scoot that off to the side for now, and then we're gonna get out our cooker. I'll rock out with your walkout, of course. And guys, I might blow a circuit this time, okay? If I blow a circuit, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll be back later. Maybe. Probably. Don't think too much about it. Does this block the camera? Let's see. Ah! That's so annoying! Okay, so I need to move this more over here anyway. Dude, that light, look at that. Look at that. It's cool, huh? Cool. Neat. If you blow one, you can blame it on me. Okay. So, I'm gonna use a wok just because it's fun. Let's see how that works. Bro, that's so annoying. Okay, one sec. Oh shit. Don't worry about that. Just smoking a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit. Let's bring that even higher. No, that's lower. Bringing higher. We're figuring it out. We're making it work. We're making it work. Nice. Yeah? How's that look, chat? Look all right? Cool. Now, so with these scallions, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to boil our noodles, right? So I'm using naked nudes. Because I'm using naked nudes because high protein and all that. High protein, high fiber, you know, all that jazz. Y'all know. If you don't, this is the version of our noodles that is just the noodles and has that way you can basically make it however you like. Probably a little bit more water just in case. Oh god, my computer's making sounds. Why is it making sounds? Whatever. So, we'll turn that on. We'll get that boiling. And of course, nice thing about these as well is they do not very easily get soggy. So one of the big problems that I personally have with a lot of noodles is that like if you want them to be like good, you also if you want them to be good, then you also want them to be like hit record. Yeah, I have to run there every time. If you want them to have a good texture, then you have to play this really, really careful game of like, oh yeah, are they going to be cooked enough? How long do I boil them? If I boil them a little too long, then they're going to get soggy. If I don't boil them long enough, then they're not going to cook all the way through, and they're going to be hard in the center still when you stir fry it. But because we have a lot of protein in here, that doesn't really happen. These noodles will hold together really well, and therefore be able to very easily be stir fried and anything else that you want to do with it and still stay together. Unlike those neglectful parents. So yeah, if you literally if you accidentally leave it here for like way too long, right? If you accidentally leave it there for like 20 minutes, even I did that once. Don't do that. Don't accidentally leave something cooking for like 20 minutes. Don't leave noodles cooking accidentally for 20 minutes. That's probably not good for the noodle. Probably not good for you. You know, like. But that being said, it's just like it didn't fall apart completely. If you did that for regular noodles, I don't think you would have noodles anymore. It would be like something else. It was like a little plump, you know, a little plump, a little more water than usual, but it still actually had a bit of a chew to it. For these noodles, we actually use kansui as well. So we actually use an alkaline water. Alkaline, if you don't know, one of the big things that makes like good noodles separate from not so good noodles. Have you ever had like those really cheap noodles that are like all starch? You bite into them, they're just like super soft, and they're like ridiculously soft. They have no bite, no chew, and just kind of disappointing, and it kind of almost like just completely dissolve in your mouth. Those are noodles that don't have any kansui added, don't have any alkaline. And alkaline, so we actually don't know still exactly why alkaline water will actually change the structure. There are some theories, but I think most people have just kind of gone, it does it, so that's good enough. We're not going to worry too much about it. And yeah, that's gonna be about done on the noodles here. So yeah, we're just cooking it to here. That's gonna be good, and then we're gonna drain it off. So important thing about stir frying noodles is when you drain it off, you do actually want to not only get rid of the water, but you want to cool it off as well. I'm gonna use a big bowl just so it's easier so I can do this in front of you guys and you guys can actually see. So won't put it on the hot surface. So you want to drain it, right? But after you drain the noodles, really importantly, you want to cool them off. That's gonna stop it from getting so sticky when you start working with it later. Also washes off a lot of the surface starches that have accumulated in the stuff before. Right? Look! Here! You can see! Do you see? Do you see how cloudy that was before? And then you see over here? Yeah? You paying attention? Do I need to get keys out? Do I need jingle keys in front of you? Hey! Pay attention. See how clear that is? But you still saw a little bit of cloudiness. And what that is, that's the starches. Why things will stick a lot is like excess surface starches. That's what like falls off and sticks. This doesn't make it foolproof, obviously, but it will make it significantly less likely to stick. And then you have this water here. You know, if you're making pasta like I did last time, then you want to keep it. Otherwise, like today, not making pasta. I don't need pasta water. I don't need to thicken up the sauces, so we're just keeping it like that. Next up that we want to do, super simple. Hit a little oil. That's going to help prevent it from sticking as well. So coat it with a little bit of oil. That's going to help prevent it from sticking. And then when we actually go to actually saute it, we are not going to have as many issues with the with this sticking. And we can just go, right? So I'm going to put it back into this. I also have to remember, like, I need to dump it like that. All right. And next thing that's going to happen is we are going to start steeping. Next thing that's going to happen is we are going to start steeping our green onions in the oil. So this is going to take a little bit longer, so I do want everyone to come prepared with your stories of how you neglected your vegetables and how you were terrible to all the things in your fridge. So I don't feel alone in doing so. Unless you're too embarrassed, which that's okay. So when making the scallion oil, we actually want to use quite a bit of oil. I don't really do that many, recipe type things and like exactly how. So I'm just gonna pour probably like that much, and then just like a 1-to-1 ratio you can see of the oil, and then what we're gonna do with the scallions. Because then we have a good amount of scallions, we have a good amount of oil, and then this will be a really, really nice, flavorful oil that we can use for all kinds of things later. So even when it's cold, you can go ahead and just drop the scallions in. Because right now what we're worried about is we're worried about infusing this oil with scallion flavor. We're not worried about like crisping it up right now, right? So for this, I definitely want something wooden. You don't need to run this too hot. If you want to go really fast and hard at the scallion, then you can, but I generally, you can. It's just you gotta be a little bit more careful about carryover cooking, because when you're frying something this hard and fast, you're gonna get a lot of carryover cooking. That means the oil's still gonna be hot after you're done. Or even after you take the heat off, the oil remains hot for a very, very long time. So the problem is, if you don't know when to take everything out, then everything can very easily burn. And so that's just gonna be difficult. So we're just gonna do that. So I'm starting to see a little bit of color changing, and so that tells me it's about right. It's about time to put all the other green onions in, right? Boom. Nice and simple. By the way, if you like the look of this knife and you like how it cuts, it sure can shave hair still. I will not do that right now and not get hair in this, but you can buy one at viteramen.com. I will absolutely, if anyone calls me out for shilling, I make my own things. I'm allowed to show my own things, okay? I work really hard at them. Seriously, what do you expect? So we are going to do a lot of stirring, mostly because this wok does not heat very evenly. So the outside edges are going to be a lot cooler. This is actually kind of like a feature, not a bug, in woks. That helps you not overcook things and be very specific on how you want to be addressing your ingredients. So if you want things to not cook and not burn, you can set them to the outside and get things that you really, really want to cook all in the middle over here. So feature, not bug. It's actually one of the cool features about woks that I think a lot of people don't appreciate enough and don't use to the best of its ability. You can see that after we let the whites cook for a little bit and start getting a tiny bit of color, we quickly added the greens. And because we're stirring so much and all that water content is coming out at more or less the same rate now, it's working out pretty decent. Let's go and swap to the other angle. Hit record. Yeah. So you can see we're really, really starting to get that color now. All right, and just like that, we're starting to get that color. And like I said, we're gonna get a lot of that carryover cooking, right? So I already turned the heat off, and we're gonna let that slowly get to the right consistency and temperature. How do I show you the best? This? Yeah. I need to figure out a slightly better angle for that. Adjust the legs a bit more, I think. Let me try that now, actually. This is a test stream, after all. This is why I'm doing this. Ugh. Neat. Now, I can't actually see that well. Yeah, is that better? Yeah, it looks better. I do need to... Cool. I got the focus too. Yeah, and you can see the carryover is starting to crisp this up still. So I think we can go a little bit more to get this nice and crispy, but we want to go real low and slow now. If we go too fast, everything will burn and you will not have a good time. All this hard work that you put in is going to be gone, and you're gonna be real sad. Shilio ramen, bro, is delicious. Thanks, dude. Sometimes I really wonder, like, we have actually made it so good that people are like, yeah, no, it just tastes really good. Like, I buy it because it tastes really good. And then sometimes I wonder, like, man, should we just like make cheaper stuff that like doesn't have nutrients? It's just something that just tastes really good, you know? Like, man, you know, it's sometimes I really do wonder, because like protein is expensive, right? A lot of the ingredients we buy are very expensive. The nutrients are expensive. Nutrition is expensive in general. So it's like, I don't know. Some things that we think about. Will one of those curved style walk induction tops be better for a curved bottom walk? Yeah, it can be. It can be depending, because it's just like for those curved induction ones, like, yeah, you're going to be getting all of this, like all of this section over here also heated. But if you want to be able to separate your ingredients more, because like if you actually look at a traditional wok process, right? So I'll just kind of show, like, this is almost done. I'm very nervous about like keeping this going. I'm going to a little bit, just get a little bit more crispiness out of it. I think we're just gonna be real careful about the heat. You can see already a lot of that brown, right? You can see a lot of that. You can see a lot of the brown. You can see a lot of that going. So I might need to like change the f-stop on that a little bit, but it will do better in some aspects. But even if you look at like big wok jet burners, you'll see that they're not like out all. It's not like a set of burners around like that. It's one singular flame, right? And the reason for that is to have that center bit over here be the hottest and allow you to control your ingredients more. And that is also one of the secrets on how you're able to get wok hei without like overcooking stuff too much. You're able to get wok hei just off the center part. That's where the smoke comes from. And then when you toss it, catches all of it, lands, all the stuff around is not going to overcook. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Do you see that now? You see we got all that nice browning. This'll come out all nice and crispy. And then this oil right here. So these fried scallions, this is going to be delicious, right? This is going to be delicious, but at the end of the day, what we're looking for is this oil. This oil is gold. This oil is gold. Let me get a strainer. Ugh. Did I not bring like a... Is my small strainer still at the facility? I really gotta... Huh. Well... Alright, we're gonna do it, We're gonna do it with the noodle basket strainer. It's not gonna work the best, but we'll make it work. We'll plate in this. Yeah, that'll look nice. Put that aside for now. So, alright, it's gonna be, it's kind of weird. All right. Gonna strain this. This isn't like stock where you're like, oh yeah, now I only want like part of it. You want both the oil and the scallions here, so we need to try and keep both of it somehow. Wow, this is not working out well. It's fine. I'm Michelin star techniques right here, where you kind of get everything everywhere. I did that in the kitchen too, and got yelled at, but like, you know, it worked. So, so we'll drain that. The thing is, even if you're messy, but you get all the tickets out on time and then you clean it up afterwards, like, people don't get that mad at the end of the day because they're like, well, fuck, you know, it could have been worse. Could have like not gotten our tickets out, and like that would have sucked. So like, everyone's like, my and speaking of which, my nickname back in I guess I can turn this off now so we have better audio. Speaking of which, actually back in the day, my nickname was actually Squirrel, because of how twitchy and fast I was moving. So, I had, like, I did not get nice nicknames, man. Like, all the nicknames that I've been saddled with throughout life have been like, you know, I think I've had Squirrel, I've had Worm, I've had, I don't remember the other ones off the top of my head right now. But yeah, so this is what you're left with, right? I should swap to the other camera, that'll be better. This is what you're left with. Record again. Reach. That's how I save a bunch of money. So we have this. This is our crispy scallions, right? And they'll crisp up some more. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Ooh. Oh, that is hot. Guys, hey guys, did you know that's really hot oil? Ow. Hey, you know that just came out of the fryer? Wow, that's hot. That's hot oil. Ow. And then this is the oil, which is, you know, not the best strain, but oh my god, it smells amazing. So we got all of the aromatic compounds and everything that is amazing about like fried scallions, and it's in that oil now. And it, because of the concentration, and that's why we like to try and do like a 1-to-1, right, of the oil and the scallion, because now this is a really nice concentrated flavored oil. This will last, you know, this will easily last like 2-3 weeks. And maintain all its flavor, and you can use it as a base cooking oil. You can use it to, you know, as an aroma oil to put on top of stuff. Putting on ramen, that's so fucking good. Oh my god, that's good. And otherwise, yeah, delicious. For me, what I'm going to be doing is I will actually be using all of this to, well, not all of it. I'll be using this to cook the noodles. And the rest of this recipe is just super, super fast, right? Because it's super fast and it's still delicious. And the nice thing is, because it's super fast and because it's super fast, super simple, that's you're still getting your protein and all that kind of stuff. What you can do with this especially is you can make these big batches of this. You can make like bigger batches of this and just have the scallion oil and crispy scallions. Oh my god. So you can have the scallion oil and the crispy scallions just standing by, ready to go, and then it's just boom. One of those fast, right? I don't even need to wash this because it's you know, it's the scallion oil. So the only other ingredient we need is soy sauce. which I promise I will be able to find. Where did I put my soy sauce? Ah, here it is. Actually, I have a lot of different soy sauces here. I just want to use this one because I like it the most. Which is the Wanjiasheng aged soy sauce. I guess this is chili. This isn't my product. I just love these guys. So, yeah. Sponsor me or work with us. Come on. Anyway. So we're going to get this started. We're going to get this hot. We're going to get it ripping hot. There's going to be smoke everywhere. I hope I don't set off a smoke alarm. If you guys hear a smoke alarm, you know exactly what happened. And it's going to be super quick. And we kind of want to, because it's going to go so fast, I'm not going to have time for explanation really while I'm doing it. But because we have pre-oiled these noodles, they shouldn't stick as much. We're going to go, and this is going to be super, super hot. So when this hits the pan, because there's going to be oil in it, because it's going to be super hot, any steam, any water that is retained in there is going to turn into steam, and it's going to and basically keep it from really touching all that much, and therefore, in theory, it shouldn't stick. This is not super non-stick. I've tried seasoning this as much as possible. Whether or not that's actually going to be fully non-stick, we don't know. We'll find out. And then you don't want it to overcook. You don't want to overcook. So as soon as that goes in and you're getting that wok hei, you're getting that nice stir-fried flavor from all that heat, all that smoke, and then getting like a little bit of that Maillard reaction going on in the noodles, and then we're gonna hit it with the soy sauce real quick. And the soy sauce we want to hit around the sides because it's gonna dribble down and it's gonna start caramelizing a little bit as well. And all that water content is gonna boil off, and then we're gonna hit it with the fried scallions at the very end. Toss, 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 little MSG, boom, done. That quick, that fast. Ready? Let's go. I'm gonna swap to the other camera. Turn on. All right. I'm going to turn this to the maximum heat, and we're going to go super, super fast. So we already have a little bit of oil. You can already see it starting to smoke. I have a little bit more oil in there. It is smoking. I'm going to roll all that around so we can distribute that heat all throughout. I'm going to give that just like a little bit more, and then we're going to go and we're going to hit this really fast, really hard. See all that smoke? All the smoke is from the oil, and that's going to give us a ton of really great flavor. 3, 2, 1, we're going. All right? You see all that smoke? That's good shit. That's what we want. You heard that sizzle? Yeah. Right? Oh, that's not that hot still. All right. So you hear all that sizzle. You see that smoke. And when I toss it, that goes through the smoke. That's what gives us our wok hei flavor. And for anyone who's like, oh yeah, you can't get wok hei flavor through induction. You can't get it through electric or whatever. You're just doing it wrong. You have bad technique. Get it really hot and you can still get some of that flavor out. If you have flame, you can get smoke. And if you can get smoke, you can get that wok hei flavor. Look at that. Oh yeah. Right? And we're already there. So we're just now gonna hit it all around the sides. Little soy sauce. Right? You see that bubbling up? Toss, toss, toss. The important thing about why we go around and not directly in the middle is so all of the soy sauce, when it's hot, will dribble down and not overwhelm the heat source. Look at that. Look at that color, right? Sprinkle that in. Toss a little bit more. Right? Of course, we can't forget to hit it with our MSG. Boom. Toss and mix. We're done. Just that simple. Move this off to the side. Let's guys can see that. I don't know if that's on focus, so I'm going to go ahead and get it in focus. Cool. Now, boom. Delicious. Look how fast that was, yeah? Of course, top with a little bit more. There you go. Is that quick? I don't need this anymore either. There you go. That quick. That's in focus. Okay. That quick. That simple. Delicious. Right? And like, for a simple noodle dish like this, super simple, super delicious. You still got 23 grams of protein. You still got fiber. It's like eating, it's got enough fiber to be like 2 cups of broccoli. I don't eat 2 cups of broccoli in a meal normally. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's Naked Nudes. Learned a lot about like how this camera works and how I'm gonna have to do that, but let's taste test it. Mmm. That's the shit right there. Oh my god. Oh. Sorry, give me 1 second. Mmm. You got that wok hei flavor. Like I said, you just get that oil super fucking hot, no matter what pan you got, and you'll still be able to get that flavor. You drizzle the soy sauce around the sides. Hell, take it out if you need to so it gets hot enough to do that. And that's so good. This is a dish from my hometown, from Shanghai. Shanghainese scallion oil. It's so good. Oh my god. And noodles and our Naked Nudes, like you can do this with any noodle, but be careful if you're doing this with any other noodle. It can break apart pretty easily. So you do want to undercook them when you're using water. With our Naked Nudes, you don't really have to worry about that. It's good to go. It won't really die in the pan. But, oh man. Damn, that's fucking good. All right. Still need to talk some, so I'm not going to stuff my mouth too much, but, oh man. If you haven't tried this, you gotta try it. It's so simple. It's just a few ingredients, but executed well, it's the most delicious thing in the world. Like, it has flavor complexity that you would not believe that comes out of something this simple. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna keep it pretty short here, pretty simple. And thanks for everyone who joined the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and end here. I know the other streams have been significantly longer, but I figure good to have some short streams every so often, especially as it's more of a test. Yeah, that's about it. So, yeah. Thanks for showing up, all of you who showed up, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya. Oh yeah, hang on, I gotta raid someone. Who am I raiding? I'll raid Mel. All right, rating in 3, 2, 1. We're rating now.